cozy, crafty friends. Welcome. This is Rosemarie Massaro, Craft with Ro, and today I am presenting to you project number 5, and it is the Christmas tree pillar card. Such a fun card to create, and a lot easier than it looks. So it lies flat, right? You will need a larger envelope, and obviously I added this extra piece of accent here, so you don't have to add this to your card. Mine is going to be decor on the corner of my buffet. I thought it was extremely pretty. Love the colors. Matches my Christmas decor. We're using the modern Christmas paper, and we are featuring the ornamental Christmas dies. So this card lays flat in an A6 envelope, or pop it up like this, and it is a tower card. Very cute. Opens up to a nice square. So easy to create, and I am looking forward to sharing with you. We're going to walk through the measurements. They're all in your PDF, as well as the link to all the other projects for the Cozy Christmas Craft Along. So let's get started. First of all, we are going to start off with a piece of 5x6 cardstock, and we're going to be doing some scoring on the 5-inch side. And we are going to score in 1-inch increments on the 5-inch side. This is the 5-inch side. So we're going to score lining that up at 1 inch. All right. Then we're going to score at 2 inches. We're going to score at 3 inches. And we are going to score at 4 inches. Which is going to create this evenly scored right across the top there. And we're just going to fold this and turn it into a pillar. So I'm jumping ahead a little bit on our instructions here. Let me grab my bone folder. Maybe not. It's buried somewhere on my desk, so I'm just going to use my ruler here. And we are going to create this into a pillar so that the one side glues right to the other. Now you can use tear and tape. You can use your regular adhesive. You do want to make sure that you get a really sturdy, good grip adhesive, because you don't want this, your base of your card tower, to come apart. There we go. So now we have our little tube, and this is going to be our base. The next thing is you should have received a ton of black pre-cut cardstock. Unless your demonstrator just provided you with a whole full sheet of cardstock. So we're going to take all of our black solid pieces of cardstock here. And oops, this is not for this part. And you are going to be cutting 4 of each of these sizes. So you're going to have 4 1.5 inches by 3. 1.5 is the key number here. And I do recommend that you get them in order of size. And then you're going to have 1.5 by 2.5. So I believe that's 1.5 by 2.5, 1.5 by 2.5. There we go. The next 4 pieces that you'll cut in your black cardstock is 1.5 inches by 2. We got 1, 2, 3. Let me see. I should not be missing. There it is. Snuck away. 4. And then you should have 4 pieces of 1.5 by 1.5. Then you're going to choose your designer series paper. And in your designer series paper, you're going to cut 4 different designs, 1 of each, because they are going to get matted up to the coordinating size of your mat. So this is going to be your basic black mat. So, and you're going to actually have 8 pieces in the designer series paper, because I want to share with you, just to make it easier, is when you are mounting it up to the appropriate black mat, then you have the back side that you're going to be covering on that pillar as well. So you don't have to cover the cover the back. I chose to make sure that all sides were covered on my tree. So then I'm going to just take my different sizes here, and we're going to line them up. I'm going to go from smallest, and I'm going to go by pattern. So it does get a little tricky based on your pattern. So I have my 4 different patterns here. I chose to do the stripes, the stars, the DSP with the gold foil bulbs, and then the really fun kind of holly and berries. So I'm just sorting these out by pattern. And like I said, when all is said and done, you should have 8 pieces in each pattern. I have a huge pile off to my side here, so just making sure nothing's buried. And then you're going to start matting these each to the according size accordingly. So these were all cut with the common denominator of 1 1/4. These were all cut with the common denominator 1 1/2. So, God, I haven't heard that math reference for a long time, but we're going to line this up right here. We're going to get these all mounted. So I'm going to do it by pattern, by size. Keep grabbing my spare adhesive because I have a feeling I'm going to be running out soon. Kind of feels like it's running out. You know, when it gets just a little bit tighter to pull. And we're going to take oops. And it is so easy to put this together on our little octagon space there. All right, So we have all of our largest pieces together. Now we'll do our next size. Again, one at a time by size. And this DSP offers you so many different options of how to decorate and color, which ones to choose to decorate your pillar. Oops, I pulled the wrong one, but that's going to go there. This is going to go on that side. Okay, so that's that size. And then we need to do our stars and our patterned modern holly. I feel like I've got like static cling. Everything's jumping out at me. All right, so then we have those 4 pieces. Next size up, and we're gonna line these up. Now you're gonna have extra DSP because then we're gonna decorate the back side. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So are you creating your projects in order that we have prepared them, guys? Or, all right, so we got that. We got our stars. We got our stripe. And then I need our holly. Or are you creating and crafting along randomly? Please let me know. Comment in the comments, and if you have questions, obviously I'd be happy to get back to you as well. All right, so now we have our 1.5 by 1.5, and we are going to mount those with our 1 1/4 squares. There we go. It's being stubborn. I got some little chads hanging there. I got to clean them up. I had to change my blade as well. All right, so we're going to do our little holly. And then we grab our little stripe. And we should have, oops. Get that on correctly. And then our last is our stripes in this pattern. All right, perfect. So now we have our little tube here that we've created. And we are going to start from the largest size, and we're going to go up to the smallest size. And you can switch up your patterns, but I highly recommend that you keep all your same patterns lined all the way up on the same side. And note that you're not going to put adhesive on the right side. You're only going to be adding adhesive to the left side of your matted DSP. And you want to line that up right at the bottom and right to the edge. Looks a little crooked to me, and I'm anal like that, so we're going to take that off and line that up straighter. There we go. So you want to be careful on how you're Gosh darn it. There we go. Setting up your directional that I put on 2, or that's not the right next size. This is our second size, largest size. And we're going to bump that right up next to the other one. We're going to add this right on top of that. And then we have our last one. And that is going to go right to the top there. Okay, so now we can actually take the back side of here and decorate it with the leftover pieces before we add our other side of our tower. So that's going to go right in there. Oops. Oh, that didn't work out too good, but all right. And then our next piece is our 3/4 inch. So 1 1/4 by 3/4 inch is going to go right there. And then I have our 1/4 of an inch by, I think this is, what is this one? This is by 1 3/4. Oops. And then our last piece is going to go right down here. So we have one side of our tower complete. Then we're going to pick our next pattern. And I'm going to go with the stars on my next side here. And again, you're only going to put the adhesive on the left edge. We're going to line that up again right at the bottom. We're going to go with our next size. Getting bumped right up there, right next to each other. Like this, my adhesive wants to stick to everything. Right, and then our last piece, our little square piece. All right, now we can fix up the back side of here. So we're working with the stars. So I'm just trying to sort these out because I'm going to go with my smallest piece first. And that's going to get applied right to the back side here. Lined up, evenly spaced. And And then last but not least, this one's going to go right there. So I'm going to make sure all of these that I'm getting a really good seal so that they don't fall off. And next I am going to go with, I think I'm going to go with more of the pattern again. So I'm going to go with our decorative holly paper. Oops, my bad. I only need to go on half of that. What was I thinking? So, gotta love your glue eraser. So only need it on this half right here. And I'm gonna make sure we get as much of this glue off, because when we fold it, that's the last thing we want it to do, is to be sticking. So that is going to go on our bottom, lined up again, right at the bottom. This is technically not directional, so I can go any which way. I'm making sure my left side has got the adhesive on it. And our last piece right here. I just did the same thing. Oh, Ro. So I am trying to get all my videos done in one day. And honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. Not today. But there we go. Now we can decorate the back side of here. Coordinating it with the same paper. So all my little extra little pieces that I have for the back ends are clearing up. And let's see, got this one next. And our very last one. We have one more side of the tower to do. And then we will decorate our sides. So again, I want to make sure I got really good adherence. And now we have just our last side of our pillar here. And I'm gonna go with the stripes. So for me, the stripes were a little tricky, trying to get them all in the same pattern. Not so much on the front side, but on the back side. And I have to tell you, I don't know if I successfully achieved that or not. You'll see what I mean when we get to the back side. All right, make sure I got a good adhesive seal there. And now we can do our back side. And this is exactly what I mean. So this stripe is going to go the opposite way, but it's on the back side. Right? Then I have this stripe, and it's going the long way. Maybe I did work it out so that they're all going the same way on the back side. And then I have, no, see, it's not. It's not going to work that way. This is going to go, this looks like I cut that wrong. This is going to go here. So this is my 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. So I think I'm missing my 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. That's definitely not 1 1/4. And I can quickly that's more like it. 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I could go this way. I can go that way. I think I'm going to go this way. All right. So now we have our tower card. As you guys can see, you just squish down and it folds flat. We're going to keep it popped up. The next thing we're going to do is some stamping and embossing. We have our slim tree is what I called it. That gets die cut from the Ornamental Christmas. And then these 2 large stars. Now, obviously, this is really optional for you on how you're going to give it and or display it. So we're going to do this back to back, these 2 stars that I cut out. And we're going to just line them up. And this is going to go on the top of our tree. We're going to line that up correctly. And obviously there is a direction to this. There we go. So we got those lined up, and we're going to attach this to the top of our card. But in the meantime, we're going to do some embossing on here. And we're going to take this stamp. It's so pretty. The way it's going to look decorated. And we are going to stamp it in Versamark. And I'm just going to start at the bottom. And slightly move up. And then we're going to just do the very top part of it. I should have, I think I'm going to be okay. I should have actually used my embossing buddy, my powder friend here. That helps avoid any additional static. So we're going to grab our little tree. We're going to dip it in gold. Embossing powder. Blow off any of the excess there. It actually looks like I did get a little bit of static right on towards the top. But I think we're good. So I'm going to hold this by here. Oh, I don't want it on my trunk. There we go. We're going to hold this like here. I just need to get a little bit more there. And we are going to heat emboss this. So it's going to have some pretty gold stripes on here. See if you guys can see it start turning color. It gets a brighter gold. And our embossing powders are sold in threes. Colors, I think this one is silver, gold, and white is considered the basics. I ended up brushing that off as I was bending down, so I kind of messed that up right there, but okay. So now we just need to decide where we want our tree and our decoration. Oh, wait, we got one more thing. We need to do our sentiment. So our sentiment is going to be 'tis the season. And I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to emboss this, but we're going to do it gold on black. I'm going to use my embossing buddy. Put that right on top there. We're going to apply our gold embossing powder. And we're going to heat emboss again. I love seeing the magic of embossing. So on this actual piece of square cardstock that you got, it might not be the same as mine here. You are going to heat stamp the sentiment, heat emboss it, and then we are just going to fussy cut this out. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard this tip, but fussy cutting, it should be relatively easy. It's literally letting your paper do the magic and turning it. You really shouldn't have to be twisting your arm or your wrist. It's just a matter of turning your paper. And it makes fussy cutting so much easier, enjoyable. Perfect. All right. Get rid of that scrap there. And now we have our tower here. And I am going to put, with dimensionals, our 'tis the season sentiment. I'm going to add that right there. Pop that up against that gold. And then I'm going to take our tree. We're going to pop that up as well. And I'm going to accent that right up against these stars. And I die cut a little star from this bundle. We're going to use a mini dimensional for that. We're going to add him to the top of our tree. Oops. And we can add our little bling bling. Love these. I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough of these for everybody. Honestly, guys, we could not keep these embellishments. We could not keep in stock at all. So we're going to use a little bit of red, and I'm going to use a little bit of the green, and more red. As you can see, I'm running out of these colors and different sizes. I'm going to use so I just thought it would be fun to put some extra little color on here. And then our last really is to take our star, right? And we are going to just attach it. So I have my sentiment here. I have my tree here. So I'm going to put my star on the back side here. And I'm just going to use a glue dot to adhere it on the inside. And you're just going to put, one glue dot on. Maybe not. Doesn't want to come off on me, for me. That's weird. I'm going to grab a new one. He doesn't want to be cooperative. Right, so I'm just going to take it and put him on the back side right here. Now, again, this is, unless you put it in a really big envelope, then you can mail this with the star on there. Otherwise, you're going to lie this flat, and it's going to go in your card without the star, and it's going to go in an A6 envelope, right? Or you can pop it up like I'm going to do. How nice is that, right? And it's going to be a corner decoration on my buffet table for the holidays. So that is the Christmas tree pillar card, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We still have, well, this was project 5, so we still have 6, 7 more projects to go for you. So I hope you're enjoying this Cozy Christmas Crafting along session. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. This was fun, guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you. I think my next project is project number 9. So we'll be back. Bye.